Hello, my wonderful, amazing artists. Welcome to another Changemaker Wednesday. Today, that's where we get inspired by a changemaker and create some art inspired by that changemaker's ideas, things they cared about, and in some cases, the artwork they made if they're an artist. And today we're getting inspired by the artist Maya Lin. She makes giant sculptures and monuments that are in Washington, D.C., New Haven, Connecticut, all over the world. And she is really a trailblazer, a leader, one of the first women and women of color to really enter the world of creating giant monuments in public places. And her style was really different at the time she was creating it. She had her own unique kind of style around building monuments and memorials that were more about people's names and the writing and kind of how people feel when they move through this space. And that was really different for the time. And I think you'll find it really interesting. So we're going to read this book about her. Let's get into it. Maya Lin, artist, architect of light and lines. In the woods by her childhood home, Maya Lin played with her brother and explored and climbed the many rolling hills. One she named the Lizard's Back. On long walks alone, she searched for birds in the forest. Maya sat still as a statue, hoping to tame rabbits and raccoons and chipmunks and squirrels. In her house full of light and open spaces, Maya read books and played chess with her brother. And with paper and scraps, she built tiny towns. Her parents had fled China at a people were told how to be and how to think. And her parents never told Maya what to be or how to think. Maya grew up with art. Her father was an artist who created with clay. Her mother was a poet who made art with words. She watched her father form a pot from a mound of clay without plans or drawing. Maya, too, thought with her hands as well as her mind. One day, Maya looked at the patterns of light and lines on the ceiling of her college library. She imagined she would be an architect who created buildings with art, science, and math. Oh my gosh. While studying overseas, Maya wandered through countries and cities, gazing at buildings of all types, new and old, learning all that she could. In her last year of college, Maya entered a contest to design a memorial that honored the soldiers who passed during World War II. Or the Vietnam War, sorry. Honor soldiers that died during the Vietnam War. The contest rules said the memorial must blend a park setting and include a name of every soldier who died or was missing, which is almost 5 58,000 names. These rules rang true to Maya. She knew the power of names. Maya believed that a name brings back memories of a person more than a photo of a monument, a moment in time. In the glow of the autumn sun, Maya walked across a field dotted with trees. Through the sight of the future memorial, through her camera's eye, she imagined a knife slicing through the earth. In her mind, she saw the cut in the earth healing over time to a polished edge and covered from the top and to bottom with names of people. Names. Back at school, Maya sculpted a model with mashed potatoes, then with clay. She sketched a soft space of greens and blues before mailing her entry. And she put her thoughts into an essay. She wrote that her long, polished wall would be a quiet place to remember those who passed during the war. A place to be experienced by walking down, then up past names that seemed to go on forever. The contest received many, many entries, enough to fill an airplane hangar. Lots of famous architects and artists entered. The names of the contestants were hidden from view. Finally, her design was approved, and Maya worked with a team of architects and engineers who devised plans to excavate the land and build the wall. The granite was cut, polished, and engraved with the soldiers' names. The earth was dug up. Maya watched the panels suspended in space, set in place. The first time Maya visited the finished wall, she searched for the name of the father of her friend. She touched the name and she cried, just as others would. Thousands came on that Veterans Day to see and touch and remember, and every day since then, visitors have done the same. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial was the first of Maya's many works of art, architecture, memorials, and sculptures. Structures and spaces, inside and outside. Each piece is different, but they all share Maya's vision. She wants people to be a part of the art, to look, to touch, to read, to walk around and sit and think. And just like that, just like when she was a child, she named the hill a lizard's back. Maya names her projects often from words of nature, such as sounding stones, topo, the wave field, and reading a garden. After naming a piece, the final step in shaping her artwork, Maya Lin, the artist-architect, is ready to dream, think again, and create something new. Wow, what a wonderful book. And I picked this because in the beginning pages about Maya Lin's childhood, this reminds me of some artists I know. You guys. Reminds me of my students in the art room, how we create building just about anything, whether we're in the art room or making art at home. We're always using materials we find around our house to create our ideas. And that's a big part of Maya Lin's process too, is that she's creating models and planning. So you never know. Maybe something you create, whether it's out of cardboard or mashed potatoes, could become a big, giant piece of art one day. And I think that's really amazing. Also, she brought together writing, science, math, and art all together in when she is making her work. And I think that's a really important lesson, that all of our subjects we learn about in school really do kind of come together to make us smarter and stronger and more talented in whatever career we decide. So whether we decide to be a landscape architect, we still need to know writing and science and math. Or if we decide to become a doctor, we still need to know a thing or two about art and anatomy, right? We still need to learn how to use our observation skills. So I think that's a really important thing to think about too. I hope you have a great day